All right, man. Jeremiah, man, what's going on? Talk to me, man. It's a big month for you.
Yeah, it's a huge month. We're definitely focused on advocating, bringing awareness, and really opening up a conversation. We talk about sex 24/7 in society.
Yes.
But then when we start talking about consent and how to have safe sex and how to advocate for survivors, everybody get quiet.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let me go alarm the place up. Let's talk. What we doing?
Right, absolutely. Man, it's a good angle. We don't think about it like that because we are over-sexualized, all type of stuff. We just talking about WAP on the Grammys and all type of stuff like that, but there was no ticker at the bottom of that screen saying, hey, it's STD awareness month, it's sexual abuse awareness month, it's this. None of that stuff is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they were mad because they were talking about WAP on the Grammys.
Absolutely.
For them to actually have them on there,
Right.
They should have had that. That's
Absolutely.
something that those people need to start thinking about.
Balance. That's what we're talking about.
Balance it out.
All right, Jeremiah, tell us about your foundation, the Hands Off Foundation.
Yeah, so the Hands Off Foundation is a nonprofit organization that focuses on helping women and children who've been affected by sexual assault.
Okay.
And so our mission is to build a community that will not stand for 28 million women a year being affected by sexual assault. And so when we say build a community,
Right.
we literally mean raise money, go buy land, build out a facility where these women have a safe place to live,
Wow.
work, and grow. So that's what we're all about, and that's the focus and the mission.
So you said 28 million women, and that's
Yes,
just
sir.
the reported women.
That's
You gotta
correct.
imagine there's so many women that feel like they don't have a voice. Men too. Right now, we're just talking about the women that don't have a voice when it comes down to these situations.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that, Reece, is that when you say 28 million women, right, for some people that's hard to quantify.
Yeah.
But another way to look at it is if we put 6 women in a room, statistically 1 out of every 6 women will be affected by some type of attempted rape, sexual assault, or some type of violence in her lifestyle, in her lifetime. And if you want to get it down even a little more, since we're in Georgia, specifically, you could say that close to 836 million women. You broke that down into Atlanta, that's about 36,000 women a year are affected by some type of sexual assault or violence in their lifetime.
That's just within 285, man. That's crazy. Those stats are crazy to me, especially being having daughters. It makes you want to just dive more into it and support these types of situations. I know you're a family man yourself. You know what I'm saying? What made you want to start this organization?
Yeah, so 2.5 years ago, actually in March, March 16th, 2021 will be 3 years. I was sitting in a courtroom. I was selected for jury duty, and just like everybody else, I was like, "Oh man,
Right.
don't pick me. I'm sick. I got to go to work. I got
Right.
every kind of excuse you can come up with." And as fate would have it, I was still selected, and we sat and we listened as a 12 and a 15-year-old girl documented their experiences with their stepfather and their mother. And within 7 days, we had come to the conclusion that the individual was guilty. But on the day that it was time to cast the vote, the lead juror stood up and said, "Your Honor, we've got a verdict." And the verdict was not guilty.
How they do that? That's crazy.
There was a split, so there was multiple charges, and there was a split on some of those charges. So we had 6 people voted guilty, 6 not guilty. And the way that the court case was, that it typically works, you have to have 12 guilty votes.
Yeah.
And so we watched, and for me, this is where it became life-changing. I watched as these young ladies went through a 2.5-year process and did everything that we tell women to do, right? We tell them to report. We tell them to speak out. We tell them to go to law enforcement. We tell them to get a lawyer. We tell them to do all these things, and they did every single thing that we tell women they should do, and we still dropped the ball. And for me, that was problematic.
That's an issue, man. You got these 2 young girls that have spent 2 years of their life stressing about it. And like you said, you got all these people telling you, why don't they just speak up? They finally do speak up in this situation, and then this guy's found not guilty. It has to take the steam away from you and the power away from you as a woman. So for you to step up as a man to do this, man, we appreciate that because we need that. They need those voices to know that these women need to be protected, especially young black women too. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. That just kind of broke me down a little bit hearing that story.
And
Enemy, because it happened
Yeah.
both sides, and it's sad.
yeah, I believe the number for men is 1 out of every 33. So it's definitely a problem. And for me, what was so, I don't want to say traumatizing, but it was to listen to the story and to hear these young ladies had been homeless during this time period because
They left.
the house was in his name. So when he was arrested and taken to jail and awaiting trial, They were put out of the home.
Wow. Where was the mom? Was the mom around?
The mom was around, and this touches to one of the key points, right? People always say, well, why didn't they leave? Well, the mom was working 14 hours a day. There were 8 other children, it was a total of 9 children in the house.
Yeah.
So there were 7 other children that lived in the house that had to be provided for. And so when you say, well, why didn't someone leave? Oftentimes it's guilt, it's fear, it's economic dependency.
Yeah.
There's so many different things. And we didn't even talk about, you mentioned earlier about PTSD and things of that nature.
Right.
But there's Stockholm syndrome, right?
Yeah.
People develop relationships and get close with their abuser. And so when you say, why didn't they leave? It's because mentally,
there's a lot of manipulation going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of manipulation. They're not necessarily able to see this person entirely as just an abuser.
Right.
They also see it as the person they're in a relationship with, or the person that helped them get gas that one time they were broken down, or whatever the scenario may be. But it is definitely something that we have to deal with.
Right, absolutely, man. If you just tuning in right now, we're with Jeremiah Woods with the Hands Off Foundation. We're talking about his journey into the Hands Off Foundation. What made him want to be a voice and a conduit for women that have been dealing with sexual assault and abuse to get help that they need. And you have a very ambitious project that you're putting together, but it's something that's actually needed. So talk to us about your journey from when you started into where you are right now.
Yeah, so when I first started close to 3 years ago, I did it a little differently than most people. I spent almost 2 years building the foundation. So I went and I got CPR certified, first aid certified. I went in and took classes on how to actually be an advocate, what is needed. And I spent 1.5 years studying sexual assault, sexual violence, understanding the difference between the different terminologies. How does it happen? Why does it happen? What is the psychology behind it? I'm actually taking psychology classes now to better understand the thought process of an abuser and those who are getting abused, so that I can understand both sides. So it's a lot of groundwork that's been in place. But our goal right now is we're looking to raise $100,000, and what that will do is allow us to lay the framework for building out this facility, because I do believe that there are a lot of great organizations. There's 34 of them in Georgia specifically, but you have to focus, in my opinion, on the mind, body, and soul. Yeah. And I'll say why I look at it that way. If I provide you with a place to live, but you have no income, you can still go back to that person who's providing your income.
Absolutely, and that's what happens a lot. Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. And if I provide you with income, but you don't have a safe place to live, you'll never be concerned with going to therapy.
Right, absolutely.
So you have to do all 3 things at one time. It's just like if you think of yourself as an adult, right? Yeah. If you hungry, you gonna make sure you get something to drink too. You ain't gonna just say, well, I'm gonna eat 3 pieces of chicken and then my throat just gonna be dry and then you choke to death.
Right.
No, you have to take care of the body as a whole.
Absolutely.
And that's what our focus is.
Absolutely. And it's teaching somebody to fish, not just giving them a fish sandwich. I feel you on that. Right now with Jeremiah Woods, Hands Off Foundation. Juicy, I know this is something that's near and dear to you. You speak out about a lot of different things in the community, and this is one of them. Do you have any questions you want to direct toward Jeremiah?
I like the fact that you're not just tackling it from one angle. You're tackling it from all angles. And, for them, giving them opportunities for home ownership, career development, and help them accomplish their dreams and be self-sustaining citizens in a society. And that is so important, especially after you have been hurt mentally.
Yes.
And so what you just said, that is perfect. To give them not only a place to stay, but a place to heal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where they can go and talk.
Heal. That's the huge word in this whole situation. A place to stay safely and a place to heal from your scars.
Exactly, because you need to heal. So, because if you don't heal, you're not going to be able to move on. You got to be able to move on in all of those different directions. So, I want to give you your flowers for seeing a need for that and going towards that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you said the key thing, right? For me, the focus has to be on creating that space. I hear so many women that I talk to on a daily, whether you've been assaulted or you've gone through some type of experience, that just say, I'm tired. I need a moment.
Yeah.
And so the idea of the organization is to give people that moment. This is a 6-month period where we focused on making sure you get fed, making sure you get your therapy, getting everything you need. So your only focus can be on your healing, your wellness, because it's a philosophy that I live by. We often talk about pouring from a cup, right? And people say, well, is it half full or half empty? I'm not concerned about either. I want a full cup with overflow so that I can give from the overflow, so that I can give from people and still be whole, not left empty.
He did. He preaching on a Wednesday, ain't he?
I'm trying to talk to the people. I'm trying to get their mind right.
I ain't mad at all. Crazy, man. Right now, Jeremiah Woods with the Hands Off Foundation. I love the name of it. It's very self-explanatory. Keep your hands off me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love that, man. I love that. Tell folks how they can get in touch with you, follow you, and support your movement. And then we're going to talk about this event.
Definitely. So you can follow the organization at the Hands Off Foundation Inc. INC. All normal spelling on Instagram and Facebook. You can also text Teal, TEAL, to 770-874-1808, and it will send a link right to your phone. You can follow it, take you to our website, and be a part of everything that we're doing.
I like that. Now, what the significance of the color teal?
Teal is actually the color for sexual assault survivors and domestic. Domestic violence is purple, but teal is specifically for sexual assault survivors. It's why I dyed my hair teal.
I already know. That's why I want to ask you.
Yeah, we tealed out, man. My whole wardrobe is switching over to teal.
I like it. I like it, man. And this is one thing I say. It's great to be able to express yourself. I see a lot of people with different hair colors and stuff, but yours actually means something, man. Yeah. So when you walk it, you living it every day. You know what I'm saying? Juicy too. She's wearing purple every day.
I believe you really, if we're going to advocate, right, and this is what my belief is on anything, if you're going to be a part of something, go all in, right? Yeah. Because abusers are not taking days off. No. You know, people were talking about COVID and, oh, they're so excited. We get to stay home. For a lot of people, COVID was the worst thing that ever happened to them. Not because of COVID. They didn't get a break. They were sexually assaulted every single day because now you're stuck with your abuser. Yeah. So for me, if they can go hard every day, then there ain't no reason why my able body who ain't getting abused can't get up and go every day and advocate for a cause.
All right, every time you look in the mirror, you see that hair color, you know, all right, this is my mission for the day. And I'm going. I like that, man. How do you stay sane with dealing with all this? Because I know you got to listen to all these stories, and that can become cumbersome itself on a person's mental.
Yeah, I have an intense self-care regimen that I have now picked up. So I'm all about the bath bombs, the candles, my meditation. I'm trying to become vegan. I'm working hard on it. Oh yeah. So I have
you having the same issue I'm having.
Oh, the struggle.
I become vegan until I get to a Popeyes.
I'm trying to get there. I'm pescatarian now, so I have like my little oat milk, ice cream pops and stuff like that. I sit back and watch something funny. I watch a lot of comedy.
Me too.
I have like to. That. It's to keep the heart light because it can weigh on you. But what I look at is like this. If the worst thing that I have to do is be an assistant to help you through your struggle, I'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have to keep that mind frame.
Big ups to you for that. We'll give you a round of applause. Once again, make sure y'all follow this man on Instagram. Go to his website. Check it out. thehandsoffoundation.org, right? Online, make sure you check it out. You got this event that you guys are raising money and trying to get these funds up to get this land and everything like that. I need all my folks from the city. If you're watching, hit this man up. You got some land that y'all can donate or something like that, or give it to him on a tax rebate. Make sure you look into them tax rebates, man. You might be able to get you some land for $10, $20. Check that out. Okay. All right, make sure that you do that, but make sure y'all hit him up, point him in the direction of some help so he can continue to help and serve our community, man. Once again, let's talk about this situation. When is the next foundation fundraiser or event you got coming up?
So we're actually planning the Teal Gala, which will be happening. It's going to be happening next year, April of next year, and we're leading up to it. We're planning for it now. And the idea is we want to socialize for a purpose. So the hashtag is Till We Change. And the idea is until we change how we advocate, how we talk about, how we are involved with sexual assault and survivors, nothing will change. And so we're getting ready to get this guy. I want people to get all suited and booted. Right. I need to see your best tuxedos and you see your loudest shoes. If you don't wear no socks, that's fine. Make sure you put a little oil on your ankles. Come on out, support, and we're going to have a wonderful time. So I'm excited about it.
I love it, man. I love this guy's energy, man. Top notch right there. I was always wondering. I used to see you everywhere. I was like, why is this man hair green? Now I know. And now everybody else knows on the Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else too, man. Appreciate what you're doing for these ladies. Keep doing what you're doing. Y'all make sure y'all support this man and follow him. Thank you for your time. Anything you want to say on the way out?
Just make sure that the biggest thing I tell people is you don't have to become a detective. You don't have to become the jury. You don't have to become God. All you have to do is say, I may not understand, but I'm willing to listen and support. Gotcha. That will go a lifetime and bounds of of weight with someone who's been through a situation. So
Absolutely. And ladies, do not be afraid to speak up, even if you hear these situations. I think in that situation that you were in, the person was probably overcharged, and that's why they couldn't get a conviction. But ladies, always speak up, because you can become the voice for somebody else as well as yourself. All right, man, that is our interview right there. One more round of applause for the homie Jeremiah. One time for my co-host, Miss Juicy Baby, JP and Bevie Stitch. This is the Reec Radio Show live right here on ReecRadio.com.